Welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're not. My name is Kenzie, this is my book channel, and today we are doing another random number generator chooses how many chapters I read each day. This is one of my favorite videos I've done this year. I did one back in March, April, somewhere in there, and I absolutely loved it. It helped me read, I think, 3 books in that video, which the only other time I've done that was either while reading series or in 24-hour readathons. So, anyway, I have a really big TBR this month, so I'm hoping this video will help me get through at least 2 books on my TBR. And the reason I say 2 is because the first book we're doing is not on that TBR. I just really want to reread it, which is Beyond the Lawn by Tom Felton. This may or may not be the 3rd time I've read it. I'm not ashamed. You know what? I love this book and I love Tom Felton, so. But anyway, like I said, I have a huge TBR this month. I did already finish 1 book on my TBR though, which is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it though, so I'm probably not going to continue the series. But I'm glad it's finally off. But yeah, there's that. And then I want to say I'm about like 20 or 30% of the way through A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I'm getting through my October TBR and it's only the 6th. So I'm thinking this video will help me get through at least 2 other books on my TBR. But anyway, first off, we have, like I said, Beyond the Lawn by Tom Felton. I'm actually already on chapter 11. So there's only 18 chapters left. So I have the number generator 1 through 18. Let's see how many it gives. 8. Okay, that's like so easy and chill and good because it's already like 10:30 at night. I didn't think this through, I know. But yeah, let's read Beyond the Lawn by Tom Felton.
Somebody told me not to hope to find a woman of my kind. I don't give a damn you're talking to a man who's tired of being blind. We don't deserve to live in cages till the last breath of life. All I know right now is that she came like thunder in the sky. I'm freaking out every night. Give me your love and you'll always remember. Give me your love and you'll never surrender. Give me your love, give me your love, give me your love. Cause you're always like my mind.
Okay, so I ended up reading through chapter 21 last night. So I'm about to start chapter 22, so I only have about 8 chapters left. So we're gonna generate that. Okay, it says 6. I'm honestly probably just gonna finish it. Because why would I leave just 2 chapters, you know? And with this type of challenge, I am happy to go over the amount of chapters I'm supposed to read. I'd rather not go under, because then that means however many I didn't read, that's how many I have to read the next day. Plus whatever the number lands on. So anyway, I used up all my annotation tabs, so I'm out now. But I wanted to make sure that like certain parts in the very end got tabbed, so I did that before I ran out. But anyway, I'm probably just gonna listen to the audiobook because I'm about to go for a walk. So I'm listening to the audiobook, go for a walk, and I will see y'all in a little bit. Okay, you guys are a bit lopsided, but it's fine. So this is one of my favorite parts in this book. Like I said, this is like my 3rd time reading it. I absolutely love this book. I especially love towards the end because he's very honest about his mental health struggles. He struggled with alcohol addiction for a little while, and he's just very open and honest about it and like what was going through his head. what pulled him out of it, other than just rehab. Because while that was a part of it, there were other things that went into it. So, but this is one of my favorite parts. The first rehab center he went to, and like if you watch any interviews of him talking about this, you'll know a little bit about this anyway. Or if you decide to read his book, because oh my gosh, it's such a good book. As you can tell by the fact that this is my third time reading it. Anyway, so the first rehab center he went into, he escaped not because he was trying to like go drink. It was literally he just went for a walk, and then nobody like brought him back to the rehab center. So he was like, all right, I'm just keep going for a walk. But on that night, so this first part says, 3 people saved me that night. I think of them as my 3 kings. Their kindness not only helped me get back to where I needed to be, it also prompted me to come to terms with my life and what was important in it. And then it goes on to, the first person he met was a gas station attendant. And the gas station attendant was like, where are you going? Well, it's Hollywood. A long way. Yeah. You don't have any money? I shook my head. The man smiled. He took out his wallet and opened it up and pulled out what I could see was his last $20 bill. Take it, he said. I stared again at him and at the 20. I'm not a wealthy man, he said quietly. I don't have much money. I don't have a big house. I don't have a fancy car. But I have my wife, and I have my children, and I have my grandchildren. That means I am a rich man, a very rich man. He fixed me with a piercing stare and inclined his head a little. Are you a rich man? He asked. My reflex reaction was to burst into a rueful laughter. Rich, I said. I'm a millionaire. And here I am asking you for a bottle of water and taking your last $20. And what I thought to myself, but did not say out loud, was, I'm not rich at all. Not like you. Whenever I read that specific part, I always get chills. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so sweet. Like, I absolutely love this. And then it says, he smiled again. That should get you some of the way to West Hollywood, he said. I promise, I said. I'll come back and find you and repay the money. He shook his head. Don't bother. Pass it on next time you see a person who needs your help. I can't. Like, it's truly such a wonderful, like, just telling of his life and all the things he's gone through. Like, I truly, like, I am not the type of person who likes memoirs, autobiographies. Like, I honestly kind of find them, I don't want to say boring, because it's someone's life and it's usually something they've gone through in life. But that's usually what it is. But this one, I'm obsessed with. The first time I read it in one night. Second time I read it, I listened on audiobook in like 2 nights. And this is my first time reading the physical copy. So. But it is truly just a beautiful story. And I freaking love it. Like, for real. But anyway, I've officially done my 3rd read through of Beyond the Wall by Tom Felton. It's still 5 stars. It's always going to remain 5 stars, honestly. I'm technically not counting this towards my reading goal for the year, because this is the 2nd time this year I've read it. So I'm thinking if I reread the same books in the same year, I'm only going to count it once. But if there's like, I don't want to say a year difference, but like in 2024, I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And now in 2025, I'm reading it again. I can count it this time because it was in different years. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But I think that's how I want to do it. But anyway, it's truly such a wonderful story. Like, if you love Harry Potter or Tom Felton like me, I highly, highly, highly suggest reading his book, listening to the audiobook, whatever, or even just watching interviews of him talking about his book and what it's about, because it's truly such a beautiful story. And there are also a lot of funny moments in here, because like a lot of it is talking about like his time on Harry Potter, how he got into acting, how he grew up, and then as it gets towards the end, it talks more about his struggles in life and everything. But he doesn't do it in a like degrading way. He talks about it in a let's destigmatize this type of way. So yeah. Anyway, the next book we're gonna do, because I'm not quite ready for a fantasy just yet, we're gonna do When It's on the Run by Hope White. This one is on my October TBR. And with the epilogue, it's 19 chapters. So I've got my 1 through 19 here. And we're gonna jump. I can't tell if that generated or not, so we're gonna try. There we go. 5. Okay, I can read 5 tomorrow. If I hadn't already taken melatonin, I could read 5 tonight. But I need to go to sleep, so I will see you in the morning. I chose quite literally the worst week to do this because so Monday I had errands to run and a job interview. Today, errands to run and a job interview. And then tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. So there's been a lot going on. But anyway, on to chapter 6. About to start chapter 6, which is on page 72. So the chapters in this book are kind of long, but it's a very small book. Like, it's a very short book, a very easy to just sit there and read the words type of book, if that makes sense. I don't know. I remember the main, like, premise of the story, but I don't fully remember what happens in the book because I haven't read it since I was like 14. So I'm excited to, get fully back into it. I do remember that, well, plus I just read the first 5 chapters, so that reminded me a little bit. So this girl, Robin, she witnesses a crime, as you can tell by the fact that it says witness on the run. But she witnesses a crime, and then as she's like fleeing from the crime, an accident happens and she hits her head and she has a little bit of amnesia from it. So she doesn't remember what the dude looked like, who was the bad guy. She doesn't really remember what happened. And so this guy who was there with her when the accident happened, is like, hey, I'm gonna help you solve this case, even though I really shouldn't because I'm not like a police officer or anything. So yeah, and it's just, I'm pretty sure it's a small town. I'm pretty sure. And at least I hope so. There's a little bit of romance in there, and this is also a faith-based book, so I am happy to read something that I know I won't have to sit there and go, why are you talking about inappropriate things? So, anyway. So now I only have 14 chapters left, I believe. Right? Because 19 minus 5 is 14. I'm smart. Kidding, I'm not. That's why I had to ask for a second. Anyway. So we have 1 through 14 for tomorrow. 2. Okay. Cool. Perfect. I can easily do 2 tomorrow. Honestly, I think I'm going to try to read as much of it as I can tomorrow. Just because I do want to get to at least one other book in this video. I mean, actually, looking at my October TBR, I have the perfect idea for the next book for this video because it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I can read it wherever I'm at. So anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow for some more reading. Hello, it is now Friday. I did not read my 2 chapters yesterday. I honestly, A, I was just really tired after my doctor's appointment. Everything's good though. We love that. And B, I'm just not into this book right now. And I don't know if it's just because of like how tiny it is. And so I'm like, it's a little difficult to read because I mean, I wear glasses. How good do you think my eyesight is, right? But I just am not into this right now. I don't know why. I have loved this book in the past, so I don't know why I'm just not into it right now. So instead, I'm going to swap on over to King of Sloth by Anna Huang. I think also I'm just not in the mood for a physical book, but this is also available on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm probably going to utilize that for this book. I tried reading this once. I got to like chapter 13, and then I kind of soft DNF'd it. Like, I had every intention of going back to it. I just was not in the mood to read it at all. And I think the reason why is because, so like, this is the 4th book in the series. I read the first 3 in the span of like 2 months, which is a lot for me. Like, a lot. So, but anyway, I'm gonna swap on over to this book and probably utilize Kindle as much as I can, especially if I get a large number of chapters, because with the epilogue, this is 47 chapters. I'm a little bit scared because this one follows Sloane, and she was never my favorite in the first 3, but from what I remember from the first time of me trying to read this, I do start liking her and sympathizing with her more in this book. So, and here's the thing, is whenever I have a hard time getting into books, I either absolutely love them and they're 5 stars, or I absolutely hate them and they're like 2 stars. So I'm hoping that's not the case with this one, because I have not had a less than like 4.25 in with any of the books in the series so far. But then again, it's the 4th book. Like, I'll eventually read the entire series, you know, once the entire series is out. But after I read this one, I can read King of Envy. Yes, King of Envy. And then we'll have King of Gluttony. And then what's the one after that? King of Lust, right? Yes. 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 Okay, anyway. So I have my number generator 1 through 47. We're gonna generate. I said generate. 14. Okay, that's not awful, especially if I have Kindle. So anyway, I'm gonna eat some lunch and read some King of Sloth. Hey, at least this way I'll get past where I was when I stopped, right? So, you know how I said multiple times I don't know how I feel about reading this book? I pulled out a highlighter. And there's a possibility I'm going to regret pulling out the highlighter and highlighting things, but right now I am loving this book. Like, it's just so sweet. Okay, well, sweet may not be the correct term, but Xavier, Javier, however the heck you're supposed to pronounce his name, like, you can tell he truly loves Sloane. And I love that. Like this part, he says, "We've worked together for years and I don't even know your favorite food." That was a lie. I knew she loved sushi because it was neat and easy to eat on the go. I knew she preferred double cheeseburgers when she was on her period and steak medium rare at client dinners, unless her client was vegetarian, in which case she ordered a soup and a salad. She liked her wine white, her coffee black, and her gin with a splash of tonic. I knew all those things because despite her assumption that I paid attention to no one except myself, I couldn't stop noticing her in my life. I couldn't stop noticing her if my life depended on it. Every detail, every moment, all filled and categorized in the Sloane cabinet of my head. Sorry, while I was reading that, I'm also playing a game of Ludo right now, so I was trying to pay attention to that and see when my turn was. But anyway, I'm loving it so far, and I definitely think I did just need a little bit of a break from the series, because like I said, the first time I tried to read this, hold on, it's my turn. Okay, the first time I tried to read this, I stopped enough it, you know? But now I'm loving it, and I'm highlighting in it, and I'm wondering, did I find 2 5 stars in the same series? I don't know. We're about to find out. Okay, I can't. Okay, first off, I kind of love sometimes that all of her series are interconnected. So like just now, Reese from Twisted Games was mentioned, and I'm not gonna say exactly what the hobby is, but apparently, excuse me, Xavier and Reese both share a common hobby interest thing. And Sloane was like, "What? No way! You're making stuff up. Like he looks like he wrestles bears for fun, and you're saying he does this super soft normal hobby." And it just made me laugh so hard. I just watched that last clip back, and at one point it looks like I'm wiping a tear. I'm not. I'm scratching like the side of my nose because I kind of went like this. And I watched that clip back, and I'm like, oh, it looks like I'm crying. I'm not. I was getting a little emotional at that time though, so I can understand why it looked like that. But anyway, no, there's no way it can go down in star rating. Like it's a 5. I was not expecting this one out of all of them to be a 5 star. Which, to be fair, when I first started the series and I read King of Wrath, I wasn't expecting that to be a 5 star either. Because I was like, I didn't like what was it? Twisted Love? Yeah, because I think that was the only one by her I'd read at the time. I was like, I didn't like Twisted Love. I'm probably not gonna like this one. And then I read it in like 24 hours, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. So, but yeah, I am currently on chapter 15. I think I only had to read to like chapter 14 tonight, but I'm having too much fun, so I'm gonna keep reading, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I normally don't do this until I'm completely done, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna log it. We're gonna put 5 stars. And I hit my reading challenge. I have read 50 books this year. I'm so proud of myself. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of show that and show that. Don't mind my parents, I just woke up. Anyway, so on to chapter 17. So that means I only have like 30 chapters left, I think, if my mathing is correct, which chances are it's not. But anyway, excuse me. But anyway, got the number generator and generate. Ow! Just drop that on me. Okay, it says 7. I'll read the 7 and then we'll see how much further we'll get. Because like I said, I'm really enjoying this. And I think I'm going to finish this video on Monday, and today is Saturday, so I want to finish King of Sloth and maybe even get at least halfway through another book. I just got to chapter 22 and I am just so obsessed with the way these two are with each other. Like, it's just so cute, the two of them. Like, literally the first line in this chapter says, if I had my way, I'd spend the next 2 months focused solely on Sloane. Tell me that isn't adorable. You can't. Like, that is just so sweet and I love it. I think the reason why I'm liking this so much is because Sloane and Xavier remind me a lot of Vivian and Dante when they were first together, so anyway, I'm just gonna keep reading chapter 22 and honestly as much as I can tonight because I'm loving this book. I don't want to put it down. I'm gonna have to at some point, but for right now, I don't want to. We just got a mention of a guy in the next book. To be fair, he's mentioned a lot. Okay, so as you just saw, I'm on chapter 26. I went ahead and highlighted a line, but that's all the reading I'm doing today. I'm so tired. What time is it? 11:50 p.m. You can see that? Yes. So it's almost midnight. I'm actually really tired, which is weird. I'm never this tired at this time of night, so anyway. Oh, and then a fun little yawn. We love that. Anyway, so on chapter 26, there's 47 chapters altogether. Excuse me while I do this math really quick. 21. There's 21 chapters left. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how many I'm supposed to read tomorrow, which I'm probably just gonna try and finish the book tomorrow, honestly, because I truly am loving it. Like, there's like three of my favorite books are basically in this book right now. It's got the love and the yearning and the banter from Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It's got, family issues and, finding that one person you feel fully safe and comfortable with, like in King of Wrath, which is the first book in the series. But there was also a line that reminded me of A Man Called Ove, or Uva, whatever it's called. And the line in A Man Called Ove is like, uh, he saw the world in black and white, and she was his color, all the color he had. And then in this book, Xavier just said something about, like, in a world of black and white, Sloan is his kaleidoscope or something like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. So it's literally 3 of my favorite books altogether, and all of those have been 5 stars. So I'm very confident in saying this one is a 5-star. There was also another line about how, like, he doesn't want her, he needs her, like the ocean needs the tide or something like that. I don't know. I took a screenshot of it. I'll put it somewhere up here. But anyway, let's go ahead and see how many I'm supposed to read tomorrow. A 5. You gave me 5. Okay, well, it's possible. It's definitely a possible thing to do. But I'm thinking I'm going to read more than that. So, anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. My hair's looking a little crazy. It's fine. But anyway, so this book is just like straight up mentioning like all of her series, because it's which, to be fair, like all of her series are interconnected. So you do see characters from like the Twisted series, the whatever this series is, probably from the If Love series, and of course the Kings of Sin series. But like we just got a mention of Alex from Twisted Love. So it's so interesting how she's able to do this. Like, and how is she able to keep up with all of this? Not to mention she's releasing like 2 books a year. And I saw something earlier that in like 2027 or something like that, she's planning on releasing a new series. Miss Anna Huang, I have no idea how you do it, but honestly, I'm here for it. Anna straight up said, let's combine, mainly in the Twisted series, but let's combine all of my books into just this one. Because obviously other characters from the Kings of Sin series is being mentioned, like Dominic, Dante, Isabella, Kai. Like, that's obviously gonna happen. But we've gotten mention of Alex. I just smacked myself. Bridget and Reese, Jules, and Christian, which Christian is mentioned in like all of them. But Hannah straight up was like, I'm gonna mention all of them. I'm gonna just sprinkle them in quite a bit. So, also, I did watch an interview of her talking about this book, and she did pronounce his name as Javier. I think it's spelled a little bit weird to be Javier, but I could totally be wrong. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to try and remember to call him Javier from now on, even though I'm probably still gonna accidentally pronounce it Xavier. Okay, so you know how I keep saying Sloan was never my favorite? Yeah, I completely changed my mind now. She is amazing. I can't repeat the line she just said, but oh my gosh, it was amazing. Amazing. And the way she was just like, you, guy, yeah, I don't like you. You're a horrible person. Let me tell you how bad of a person you are. And it wasn't necessarily how bad of a person he was with this specific line. But again, I can't repeat what it was. But I will say, chapter 30. You can find it in chapter 30. But it was... I'm loving Sloan now. Okay, I'm wondering how, like, what's the word? How, like, close together everything is happening in this series because it just said Kai and Isabella are fiancés, not married, but they've been engaged since the end of King of Pride. So, like, either they're having a really long engagement or everything takes place only within, like, a year of each other. I don't know. Okay, so I've made it to chapter 33. That is one more chapter than I was actually supposed to read, at least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I was on chapter 26. I was supposed to read 5 today. So 26 plus 5 is 31. Yeah. So I read chapter 32. So I read one more chapter than I needed to. My brain is working. Okay, so if my math is correct, I only have 14 more chapters. We'll see if I even have that many for tomorrow because I might continue reading a little bit. I don't really know though. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and do the generate thing. 13. Why would I leave just one chapter left? I wouldn't. So at some point, I'm going to finish this book either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. But it's already 10 p.m. and I have coffee. I should not drink coffee at 10 p.m., but it's fine. It's fine. I don't care. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Not the third act breakup. Okay, one thing I do hate in books is the third act breakup. So that's why he always called her Luna. It's actually so sweet. And I'm hating this part of the book. Even though I hate part of what just happened, it feels wrong to give this book anything other than a 5-star. Finished. I can't handle it. I love it so much. I definitely was not expecting to love it as much as I did. But that's honestly something that happens. Like anytime I find a 5-star, that's how it happens. Is I like read it for a little bit. I'm like, it's kind of boring. I'm not having a good time. Why am I reading this? And then it keeps going, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is the best book I've ever read in my entire life. This is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know. So definitely what happened with this one. Her writing style is just so good. Like whether it's a 5-star or like a 2-star, I feel the emotions of her characters. And hold on, my apologies. There we go. All right. But like when I read Twisted Love, I didn't like the book at all, but I did feel the emotions of the characters a little bit. But then with this series, and I absolutely love this series, I feel the emotions of the characters, whether it's a 5-star like this one in King of Wrath or a 4 point whatever that I gave King of Pride and King of Greed. So, but they are absolutely amazing. Definitely my favorite series. Definitely gonna have to give the entire series a 5-star. If you like contemporary romances, you don't care too much about spice. Well, like you don't care if there's spice in it or not. You don't care about cuss words and stuff like that. I highly suggest trying this series because it's definitely an amazing series, and I'm really glad that all of her books are on Kindle Unlimited because I do want to read her If Love series and her other series that I mentioned earlier in this video that I cannot remember. I know editing me put what the name of the series is. So but anyway, so technically tonight is Monday, and I did say, oh my gosh, I didn't even get to give like a full review of this book specifically. I'm not sure where my brain went. Anyway, so Javier, I remember to pronounce it correctly this time, and Sloane, technically they really shouldn't be together. I mean, it's not forbidden romance like King of Pride was, but like technically, okay, it's not forbidden romance necessarily. technically speaking, they probably shouldn't be together because she's his publicist and he's her client, but it's not necessarily a rule against each other. But it's definitely Grumpy Sunshine, but with her being the grumpy, him being the sunshine golden retriever vibe. And I love that. I love when Grumpy Sunshine does that. Like, it's just so much. I don't know. I feel like it's. Sorry, I have a bottle of lemonade here. I nearly dropped it. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't want to say it's more realistic. I don't know. I think it's more fun. That's the best I can come up with, is that it's more fun. Because so many times we get, like, the male is the grumpy and the girl is the, like, sunshine golden retriever happy-go-lucky person, but it's swapped in this one, and I love that. But the way they're able to just, like, break down each other's walls, and the way that they're like, hey, I can trust this person with literally anything. Most of the highlighting I did in this was at the times when they show full trust and full, like, community? No. Togetherness? No. Authority? Nope, definitely not authority. I don't know what the word is. Editing me, put the word in when you figure it out. Anyway, but it's just so cute. And then the ending, like, I'm used to these books having a nice happy ending, but the ending that happened in this one, love it. Loved it so much. I love the endings in these books. Whether it's, marriage, engagement, talk of children, or even just like hey, we're moving in together, and that's, how this book ends, like that. All of that is what I love. So yes. Anyway, moving on, because I did say that I want to end this video on Monday, but we only got a book and a half in. And I think the reason I'm getting less books in this time than I did last time I did this video is because the last time I did this video, one of the days for the number generator, I got like almost all the chapters. Like, let's say there was like 24 chapters, the number generator gave me 23. And I'm like, why would I leave just one chapter? So thankfully I was able to find the audiobook of that book on Spotify for free, and I was able to just listen to it. But oh my goodness, I was like, how do you expect me to do this, So anyway, so we're gonna try and get 2 books in total, which is gonna be the half of Beyond the Wand that we read at the beginning, King of Sloth, and the last half of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm currently on chapter 24. And it says so technically I'm 55% of the way in. That's fine, it doesn't really matter. So let's see. I need what was it? Okay, so it's 49 chapters in total. So 25. Yes. Number generator needs to get through 25. Okay. And generate. 17. Okay. Okay, so we'll more than likely at least get this video. Now, this book finished by the time this video goes up, so hey, we love that. So yeah, on to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And with that, we finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Okay, so we definitely didn't get through nearly as many books as I did the first time I did this, but this time I was getting like very small numbers for chapters to read, while last time I got like 10 plus normally. At least I think I did. I remember getting that many. I don't know. Anyway, so we made it through the second half of Beyond the Wand by Tom Felton. 5 stars, obviously, always. The first like 7 or 8 chapters of Witness on the Run before I soft DNF'd it. Just wasn't in the mood for it. We made it through King of Sloth by Anna Huang. Another 5 stars. Was not expecting it, but so happy I got it. And then the second half of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That is a 4-star for me. So yeah. It was a 4-star the first time I read it, and it's a 4-star now. Like, it hasn't changed really. But yeah, so we made it through 2 whole books. since I did half of one, half of another, and then a full one. So I'm counting it as 2. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Bye!